Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics, reaching you live from Lagos, our global headquarters. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. Let's bring you up to speed with the big happenings in politics and in the polity. National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Nentawa Yelwata, says all political appointees are politicians and no such thing as technocrats. Reaction continues to trail the Federal High Court judgment sacking Abure-led Labour Party and recognizing Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee will speak to the issues. Welcome again to the program. Interesting days lie ahead as far as Nigerian politics and its dynamics are concerned. And we continue to bring you up to speed that very soon the timetable of INEC should be out. And side by side, we're looking at what the Electoral Act amendment will look like, whether it will change the dynamics of the 2027 general election. Because if that happens, a few things will be adjusted. But for now, we're still working with the Electoral Act 2022 that ushered in the 2023 general elections. But let's tell you what has been playing out in terms of nuances. So the All Progressives Congress had a meeting, I think, of appointees, and some persons have been appointed by government in the government or under Bola Tinubu. And these political appointees have been charged to be at the vanguard of promoting some of the progress recorded by this administration. But there is something that has been said by the national chairman of the LAPC, Professor Nentawa Yelwata, that it looks debatable. But I want you to take a listen to what he said at this Northwest meet and greet organized by some of the leaders of that area.
Appointees of government to always look back, refresh their minds, look from where we're coming from, what brought us here. It is the votes. There's no word called technocrats. They are all political appointees. There's no single word called technocrats. Once you are given a political appointment, you are a politician.
All right, he's a professor. So for context, so when people use the word technocrat, basically they're talking about professionals who are now in government or in governance or being who are appointed in government. So it's debate and the argument. When you are a technocrat, as we know it, and you come into political parties or you're appointed by government, it's more like a role conflation in that sense. But his argument, perhaps trying to contextualize what he's saying, is that there's no way you can be in government that appointed you through the votes. The government was appointed or brought in because people voted for that government. And then the government has a plan. And that plan is in different sectors. So you, as an appointee of government, whatever you were, lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever, you're not a technocrat as long as you're appointed. That's a very debatable argument, because even the central bank governor is appointed. It's a political appointment. But you look for a technocrat in that sense to be able to do that job. So are we going to say the CBN governor is a politician? So that's why I call it a very debatable definition. But also speaking at that particular event, is a woman in charge of literally looking at how government officials perform as far as the issue of KPIs is concerned under the Bola Tinubu administration. Let's also take a listen to her.
That our political appointees in the Northwest have been given very strong substantive positions. So all of us must rise up to the occasion and demonstrate the commitment and the trust that the president has given to all of us, which is why I spoke to my brother to ensure that he invites political appointees from the Northwest. Everybody needs to come and show their hand.
So that's Hadiza Bala Ahmed. Let's talk about what's going on in the Labour Party. Reaction to that judgment has come, affirming the caretaker committee of Nenadi Usman as well as lawful leadership of the party. The Abure-led group insists that it will immediately appeal the ruling, which it says contradicts its constitution. The Labour Party says the Supreme Court clearly stated that courts cannot appoint political party leaders insisting that the party leadership matters are strictly internal affairs of political parties. In a statement by the publicity secretary of the Labour Party, Abure, he described the ruling as a clear contradiction of the Supreme Court guidance. He says the party remains confident that the Federal High Court is not the final authority and expressed optimism that justice will be served once the full judgment is reviewed. According to the spokesperson, the position will be firmly reinforced after seeing the certified true copy. Let's bring in our guest. He's the Deputy National Chairman of the Labour Party, Mr. Ayo Olorunfemi, who was also the governorship candidate in Ondo State in the last election. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program, Mr. Olorunfemi.
Thank you for having me again. God bless you.
So here we are. Earlier today, we did have Mr. Abayomi Arabambi on our sister program, The Morning Brief, and where we talked about this issue. How is the national leadership of the party taking this reaction? I know that Abure has written a statement saying that it will be appealed, but what do you make from where you sit of the judgment of the appeal court?
We are truly not perturbed because we are on a very solid ground. We are on a terra firma when it comes to the issue of the law that established Labour Party. Labour Party is governed by its own constitution and the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the Electoral Act. All the shenanigans you are seeing is a testimony to the fact that the decay in the society is going on unabated. But Labour Party will resist every form of corruption, every form of decay, every form of decadence, every form of ungodliness, every form of unholiness. For the very first time in the history of Nigeria, Labour Party is standing up to everything that should not be in this country. So we are not perturbed. The battle line has been drawn. And we will continue to salute the judiciary because just one or two people within the judiciary cannot destroy the judiciary. So I won't be part of those who will say judiciary, we don't have judiciary in Nigeria. We have a lot of judges who are full of integrity, who have not been questioned before, not people who have been investigated for one thing or the other, who escaped the grip of the law for one reason or the other, and they continue to do what they know how to do best, but they cannot go far. So this judgment is going to be appealed, and we are also using this opportunity to tell all our team members not to be perturbed. They should remain committed to Labour Party, and we are coming. We are, by way of appeal, we are coming, and we are going to get justice for them, by the grace of God.
So the judge, from the reports we got, the judge said he's relying on the Supreme Court judgment that said that the tenure of Julius Abure had elapsed. And so, quote and unquote, it was a necessity to have the caretaker committee pending the National Convention. It's a judgment, so we can speak to it, agree or disagree. The stay of execution has not been enforced, so it's something we're not prejudiced on this one.
Yeah, so if he's claiming that the Supreme Court judgment said the tenure of Abure has elapsed, did he quote the section of the judgment that clearly states that the tenure of Abure has elapsed? If the Supreme Court is advising the entire political party, does that sum up to be that Abure is the entire political party? If the word "if" is used, that if the tenure of political leaders expires, they should be humble enough to either recontest or leave the stage. Is he talking to Abure? Is he afraid? Is the Supreme Court afraid of mentioning Abure? I don't understand. If a judge can, I'm not too sure that the judge made such a statement. I want to see the CTC. We are waiting for the CTC to see whether he made such comment. Because if he makes such comment in that judgment, we are going to ask the NJC to probe him. He should come and tell us the particular paragraph of the Supreme Court judgment that says, therefore, the tenure of Abure has elapsed. Even without giving any order, let him come out and give us the particular paragraph or the particular statement in that place where he said the tenure of Julius Abure has expired. Come, the issue of national convention of the party was never before any court. And there's no court that stopped the convention from holding, and the convention took place. And the governor of Abure State that is causing all the trouble was the one that presided over that convention through his proxy, the deputy governor, and who swore in the newly elected executive of the party. Now, for one reason or the other, you are now recounting without having such authority to do so. Secondly, can he call a meeting of the party? He can call the meeting of the State Executive Council. If he called the meeting of the State Executive Council, we will not have any problem with that. But he cannot call the meeting of the political party of Labour Party. He is the governor of Abure State. He's not the governor of Ondo State, where I come from. So he's not my leader. And the stakeholder meeting they held, yes, it can only best up as an advisory body. It's not included in our constitution. The Nenadi that in fact, the chairman of that stakeholder meeting that they said where they appointed Nenadi was the person that presided over that meeting is Peter Obi. Peter Obi cannot preside over the meeting of the party. He cannot. He's not holding any position in the party. And secondly, you appointed somebody who is not known to the party, who is just a supporter group. Come on, you can see the kind of people we are dealing with. The same people
Mr. Lorafemi, let's make some progress. For the record, I've seen her membership card. In fact, when we demanded for everything, it's clear that Nenadi Usman is a registered member of your political party. The documents are there, so that is not debatable.
And we are telling you, we didn't give her that membership card.
Well,
people can fake any document.
Just a moment. She was given in her ward and constituency. The national body of the party doesn't do that. It's at the ward level. So that's where you register at your political party.
And the ward chairman has denied her that she never gave her any card.
Okay. Well, I leave that to all of you. I leave that to those of you in the party. But let's move on.
The member of NEC. The chairman is a member of NEC.
Okay, let's move on from there.
And he never gave any card to Nenadi. And if they gave card to Nenadi, will Nenadi be 001? From what we have seen, will it be 001 when he's just joining the party? How about thousands of people that have joined the party in the past? Why is he having 001? That tells you that that card is carrying is fake.
All right, so more issues.
These are the people
more issues.
I'm paying because we seem to have packaged some of these people as if people who have integrity. And look at what they are doing. Are they not worse than the system we want to change? You want a position at all costs?
All right, we'll come back to.
We are not considering the country.
Mr. Lorafemi, we'll come back to this issue yet again. But let's talk about the 2027 elections. Now, in terms of perception framing, one of the things I use to frame perception of how robust you are is stature. Literally everybody who has significant stature in your party has left. Maybe apart from Alex Oti, which right now your group is fighting to say they are the ones that are trying to bring this party down. The Labour Party did what was not done before in 2023 presidential election, an outlier effect, literally without significant structure, just like the big ones, like the APC and the PDP. They pulled off a big number, and that is the obedient effect, or the Peter Obi effect. Now, he's left for the ADC. A lot of these guys are following him. Others have joined APC. So it looks like a house in commotion. So what is the plan of the Labour Party for 2027?
The truth is that, going by what you have said, it goes ahead to tell you that these people know for themselves that they were not the one that built the system, that gave them the kind of performance that they got in 2023. And therefore, they want to collapse the system and force Labour Party into their hand. Otherwise, some of them have left. Why can't they just leave us quietly and allow us to recalibrate like we are doing now? We have recalibrated. We are prepared for 2027. My brother, we are prepared for 2027. Nigerians are watching. And the fact that we have resisted these people in this manner tells Nigerians that we are men of ideology. We are driven by ideology and we are ready to pursue our ideology to the logical conclusion. Nobody is going to sway us to the right or to the left. We are focused on what we believe in, and nobody is going to change us at this level. So we are truly prepared for 2027, and it's between us and Nigerians. All the armed robbers in Nigeria are gathered together now, fighting over how to divide the loot, how to come and rob us. And we are hearing them, talking to themselves, fighting themselves on the strategy they are going to adopt in looting Nigerians again. And Nigerians are hearing them. And the only way they can do that is for them to dismantle our structure, do everything that they are doing. Both the ADC and the APC, they are doing everything possible to make sure that Labour Party, that is the most recognized party in terms of ideology today, does not stand. But God will not allow that.
Well, so what's the ideology of the Labour Party?
And they are ready to fight.
So what's the ideology of the Labour Party?
Yeah. We are built on social justice. And when you talk about social justice, you can't be talking about social justice without talking about fairness, equity, and the law itself, which is exactly what this the judge in this case avoided. Secondly, you can't be talking about social justice when poverty is reigning in the land, when some people are super rich and some people are super poor. Well, you can't be talking about social justice.
Mr. Femi, so let's probe even further. My apologies, you're going to build on that. So I'll give you a clear-cut, problem for you to solve from your social justice ideology. So are you saying that if the Labour Party wins an election today based on this ideology, there will be subsidies?
No, there will be no subsidy. You cannot say because there's corruption or because they have polluted the air, then you are going to remove the air that we breathe that we breathe. So as far as Labour Party is concerned, we can run our enterprise. NNPC do not have any reason not to give us all that we need. If the private sector want to invest in business, we are going to allow it because we are talking about we want wealth too. We are going to allow it, but that will not remove the subsidy. We don't have to remove the thing that is giving succor to Nigerians simply because some people are stealing it. Why can't we identify those who are stealing it? Of course, we know them. Why can't we deal with them? Removing subsidy is a lazy way out. And Labour Party will not look at our government in Ondo State during the period of Mimiko. Look at what we did. It's a microcosm of what we are going to do as a political party when we are elected to govern this country. Everybody is going to feel the impact positively, not negatively. Now today they are telling us our naira has stabilized. Stabilized at what? Of course, I kept on saying it. I've been saying it that we have been stabilized, on our suffering. Our suffering has stabilized. So we are stabilized, and the level at which we are suffering, and therefore we continue to suffer at that level.
All right, Mr. Longfemi, I just needed to have your take on this. My apologies. Yes.
That have been used to deceive people.
My apologies.
On the state of the economy, which negate the ideology of.
If we have more time, I'm going to come back to the issue of policy because I'm not too clear on. Yes, I have an idea what you're talking about, but I need a bit of clarity. But let's talk politics a bit more, and that has to do with right now we know Bola Tinubu, the president, is going to run for re-election. He's been endorsed by literally everybody within his party. Governors are falling head over heels, from the PDP and others to join him. The ADC, for instance, has people we know will likely emerge as candidates from the Atikus to the Obis to the Amechis. And then the PDP also has its people. We can, look at one or two persons from there. But when we look at the Labour Party, we're not sure what we're seeing. So help us look into the Labour Party. What are we looking at around here?
We have aspirants already.
Like who?
Others may be making noise now. It's not the person that started the journey first that get to destination first. They may start their journey they might start their journey earlier and not getting there on time. There are so many factors. Of course, we are prepared, like I told you, we are prepared for 2027. As a matter of fact, we have people who have shown interest, to run for presidency. People have shown interest. At least I can tell you we have more than 3 people that have shown interest.
I only know of Dati Baba Ahmed. So let me because I want to be realistic here.
So you have mentioned one. So you have mentioned one. And when you are making analysis of PDP, APC, and ADC, you didn't mention. You said Labour Party doesn't have anything, but you on your own now you mentioned one.
Now that's because Mr. Olorunfemi, the reason maybe it didn't cross my mind quickly, but part of the reason was because when he had that meeting with the Labour Party, and when we now asked him, he said no, he never said he's going to run for president or anything, even though he's qualified. I had to put it straight to him to say, are you running for the office of president? Do you want to run for the office of president? And then he was in the affirmative. So the average Nigerian may not really know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So give me the other 2 names.
Meanwhile, we don't do things because others are doing it. We have our policy, and that is why it's being careful. You know, a timetable has not been set. The party has not made statements along that line. We have not released our policy concerning 2027 election, as far as primaries and all of those things are concerned. So it will be premature for anybody to be coming on head on heel, running up and down. We don't do things the way these other people do their things. So I have told you we have more than 3 people. Let me use that word, more than 3 people. So you can assume the number we have. And you have mentioned one that is very popular, that is most popular. All of them are popular, but the most popular one you have mentioned it. And of course, if you ask me, I will tell you is also eminently qualified. You know, among all the people you have seen so far, you know, from all the political parties, is the most qualified. Young, vibrant, incorruptible, courageous, ready for the job.
Mr. Olorunfemi, you know, my apologies. Yes.
And we have a retinue of others from other geopolitical zones in Nigeria. So at the end of the day, we will bring everybody together, you know, and we'll have our front line.
Yeah. Mr. Olorunfemi, you know why I'm asking this question? I remember you and I and Mr. Disemi, I think that's his name. I remember both of you had the back and forth over who emerged as the candidate of the party in Ondo State. In fact, you got on the ballot barely 24 or 48 hours, and you see the performance less than 5,000 or 2,000. I can't remember the exact number, but it was really low. And the Labour Party and the NNPP have a bit of similarity. As at 2023, it was more of personally driven political parties, Kwankwaso and Peter Obi, driven by the Kwankwasia movement and, of course, the Obedient movement. They gave that push. So you saw APC 8.7, PDP 6.9, Labour Party came third with 6.1, Kwankwaso came over a million votes, essentially from Kano State. So that's how the distribution is. But right now, with all of this movement and realignment, I'm going to call 5 political parties, and be sincere with yourself. Do you think that the Labour Party is going to make it to the top 5? APC, PDP, ADC, Labour Party, NNPP. Do you think you're going to be number 4, number 5?
Why do you think they're troubling us? Why do you think they're troubling us the way they are troubling us? Nigerians will answer that question. Why do you think they're troubling us? We don't have any problem. Our problem is external. And unfortunately, Peter Obi also manifested his quality of leadership, you know, and fell into their hand. Now he's confused. Okay? They used the people who are very close to him to destabilize him. And where the party has refused to shift, we remain the bar. But I can assure you, in 2027, we will rule this country.
Oh, that's a very confident statement. That's a very confident statement to make.
We lost that opportunity in 2023. We are not going to lose it again.
Are you being realistic, Mr. Olorunfemi? Mr. Olorunfemi.
Yeah.
You know, we've sat on this. Mr. Just a moment. You know, we've sat on this chair for many years, and you've been in this politics for many years. Do you really think that Labour Party has a chance in 2027?
Yeah. Let me go back to my analysis. And I will continue to say is the decision for Nigerians to make. If they are ready to make decision along that line, Labour Party will rule this country in 2027. I've told you a kind of story of 2 groups of armed robbers arguing on how to come and rob you, and you have seen them. The ADC, the same group that destabilized this country in 2015, mention all their names, they were involved. All of them were in the same political party that ruined this country. Now, because they can't have their way in APC, they have divided the house, and they are now recalibrating, getting more recruits to join them in the same criminal journey that they put Nigeria into in 2015. Now they are arguing and they are fighting among themselves as to how they want to use their weapon against Nigeria in 2027, and Nigerians are watching. Okay. And we have come out to say those who are going to run on our ticket must be people of impeccable character. People, in fact, we are preparing our manifesto to reflect fresh air. We need to let people breathe.
All right, Mr. Olorunfemi, in 2027. Because of time, I will need to cut in because of time. Yeah, just if you land in 10 seconds. If you can land in 10 seconds, we're totally out of time.
Okay, so we have our manifesto, designed to reset Nigeria. So what we are bringing to Nigeria is Operation Reset Nigeria 2027. Operation Reset Nigeria. If we don't reset Nigeria, Nigeria will break into pieces. So we need to
watch and see how things play out, Mr. Olorunfemi. As I did say at the beginning of the program, interesting days lie ahead for all of us, God willing. Mr. Ayo Olorunfemi is the Deputy National Chairman of the Labour Party and, of course, the former governorship candidate in Ondo State. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you.
For Ogole State leader, Governor Obasani of Kaduna State has visited Kamunwali community in Kajuru local government area of the state following the recent abduction of persons by bandits in that area. He is assuring the people of speedy and safe return of the victims and vowing that the abduction will not deter him from sustaining the prevailing peace and security that his administration has achieved. And that's it on the program. Thank you for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzonga. You've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Bye-bye.